Him is the latest film coming out of Monkey Paw Productions, directed by Justin Tippin. The film stars Marlon Wayans and Tyreek Withers and is about a young upcoming football star who gets invited by the GOAT to train for a week in order to get into the league. What's up, everybody? My name is AJ.
And I'm Christy.
And y'all, welcome to In Love with Horror. Now, first off, him debuted last week, right? And the initial debut was a Rotten Tomato score of 36%. And then it dropped down to like 28%. And then since then, it's gone back up to 31%. So it's been fluctuating back and forth as more and more critics are giving their input on this film. So as a result of just the nature of that and the mixed, I would say the casual going audience, their mixed reviews as well, we were super anxious to check this one out, especially because we was super hyped about this film. If you go back on our channel, look at our trailer reactions, we were always hyped about him, even from when we had first heard about it being made and we heard that initial log line for the movie. So we were always anticipating it. We couldn't wait to watch it to see what our verdict was going to be, because the trailers also was super fire. Both trailers, absolute bangers.
Yes, absolutely.
And then just naturally we was invested into the story and all that good stuff. So we want to see what would In Love with Horror think going into him. And so here we are. So let's go ahead and jump to our thoughts, man. I'm gonna pass it over to you first. We're gonna start with spoiler-free first. We're gonna keep that section real brief because the movie's been out for a week now. So we can keep spoiler-free kind of brief. But what are your overall thoughts, spoiler-free, for him?
All right. Overall thoughts. I thought the movie was good. I thought there were so many things to love about it and things to identify with in regards to these characters. It was gorgeously shot. Like, this movie is freaking beautiful from every single frame. I think is perfection. Like it's edited really well. I thought the performances were really great. Like, I think Marlon, to me, stood out the most. I think his character arc and the changes you see in him from beginning to end are really good. I like Tyreek Withers. I think he's a standout star. I liked him in I Know What You Did Last Summer. He was my favorite in that.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've seen him in his earlier role. Like, he's done earlier stuff like a long time ago in horror movies. Like, there's a horror noir anthology series that he was in. And I can see the progress he's made from that role, which wasn't very good, to now. He's definitely growing as an actor. And overall, just like the story, like this young star coming up and wanting to be the greatest, and he has this person that he's called his hero, his that he wants to be just like, and that's the person who's like, I'm going to help you get there, and he's willing to do whatever it takes to do that for his family. I don't know. I just really like the overall story and how it warps into something super crazy in the end.
Okay. Well, this is why this review, y'all, is gonna be super interesting, because I'm on the complete opposite side of this than Chrissy. I think that this is a bad movie. For a lot of the opposite reasons, or the opposite side of the reasons that Christy was saying. Christy was saying that she loves the story and how much depth it has.
I didn't even say it has so much depth. You added something to my mouth.
My bad. Okay, my bad. She loved the story and the characters and their character journey. Yes. I actually would argue that there is no character journey actually represented on screen at all. So, like, for me personally, like, the one thing that I actually like about this movie, that I'll start with that first. Mm-hmm. The one good thing I really like about this movie was how it was shot. I think it was shot really well. I think the visuals were really good. Like, some of those visuals was fire. You know what I'm saying? And we'll dive into it more in spoiler thoughts, but the visuals were so fire, but everything else sucks so bad that I was like, maybe Justin Tippin should just be a cinematographer and not a director.
Damn.
Because the visuals were going stupid. The visuals, I mean, I think that's why the trailers were so fire, because the visuals was helping sell it. Mm-hmm. So the visuals was going dumb. But I think everything else about the movie was lacking. The actual plot of the film, paper thin. There's no depth. It's all beauty with no substance. There was no depth whatsoever within this film. Nothing happens in this film. Nothing. What you see in the trailer is literally exactly that's all that's in the movie. There's no additional anything. How it plays out in the trailer is exactly how it plays out. I think this movie suffers from a bad script, but also from it being too short. The movie is extremely short.
I agree. I agree with that.
Where
it doesn't need longer.
Where there is no character journey because it's so short, and we're just jumping from thing to thing because the film is structured in a 7-day span, and they structure each day as like its own section. Be like day 1, day 2, they put a title card up type shit. But like everything is just abrupt, and you don't really actually visually see on screen any progression as a result of what's happening each day. Like there's no depth to it at all. It is all surface level. This movie is trying to be a sports movie plus a horror movie, and it's sucking at doing both. It's not good at either one of those things. Now, I will also say that the performances are good, but I think the script is a disservice to Marlon Wayans and Tyreek Withers' capabilities and their potential. This could have been they could have been fucking Oscar nominated because of this film, because of the setup that it potentially had. But I feel like they really fucked them over by giving them barely anything to work with. I thought that we were going to see Marlon Wayans have way more range than beyond what was in the trailer. But the most excitement you kind of see is from the trailer, and it doesn't really go really that far beyond that. He does some eccentric shit, but it don't really get. I thought we were going to see him get a little bit more.
Wanted him to be extremely unhinged, but I think what Justin Tipping was trying to show us that yes, behind all of this, he's still just a man. Like we got to see him near the end, like he's a broken man.
Oh no, that's why we're trying to spoil territory.
I'm sorry. All right. I don't agree with what you're saying.
yeah. No, we'll get into spoilers, but yeah, like I said, everything's paper thin here. There's no real depth to it, and I think the big thing that I want to point out for the spoiler-free part is like what I personally have seen a lot of people do is kind of add in their own things to what's not represented on the screen. It's the director's job to actually with intent show us on the screen. But if you're adding layers that don't even exist in the actual film itself, but you're adding it because you're like, well, I'm sure this is what it's supposed to be.
No, so they're telling you. You just have to listen and see it. Yes.
I saw it, but it's all surface level.
Okay.
Even the metaphors are so surface level. Like you know somebody who thinks they're being extremely clever, but it's like you're being real basic. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's nothing. We're not diving into it any deeper. But like I said, we'll get into it in the spoiler section. But like I said, I think this is a bad movie. I
don't think it's bad. It's good.
I think it's a bad movie. And we'll dive deeper into it in the spoiler section. But for the spoiler-free part, you want to go ahead and give a rating for the spoiler-free listeners, and then whether you think they should go to the theater and watch this or wait for streaming.
I don't think we should do that anymore.
Yeah, keep it real.
I say 3 out of 5 because to me it is good. It's good. It's not trash to me, and it's definitely not great. It's somewhere in the middle. And I'm always going to say support. So I don't know.
You can't keep it real.
I'm keeping it real. I mean, I went to the movie to see it because I definitely could have waited, but I didn't want to take, everyone else's opinion for it, like word for it, saying, "Oh, this is a horrible movie." Well, I was gotta go see it for myself. So because of that, I'm gonna say go see it for yourself.
Okay. I will give this film. I'll probably give it a.
Oof, I'm scared.
I'm because I have a range in my head, and I keep kind of teetering back and forth on that range. But my honest to God, like initial reaction is a 1.5 out of 5.
Wow.
That's like my initial, and I for sure would tell anybody to save their money and wait till this comes on streaming, because this is 100% a streaming movie, and there's no one that can argue that to me any differently. This is a streaming movie. This is not a theatrical experience required type of movie. You can watch this at home and it would be no different.
Okay, well, in that regard, I don't know, because there's some elements of the sound design that I felt like, unless you got a good ass theater setup, I personally really enjoyed those parts. Like the sound, I didn't say this in my thoughts, but the sound design I thought was really, really good. Like there's a lot of elements I think stand out.
Yeah, like a lot of effects.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Yep.
So I don't know. I still say go see it in movies.
Yeah, I would still say wait till streaming. And then you just have to pick your poison, I guess,
Yeah.
and which side you want to go with this one. But obviously we stand on polar opposites. But that's the spoiler-free section. We'll go ahead and jump and switch gears into the spoiler section. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to break it down into different categories. We're going to start with characters and then go through different categories to kind of like focus each part of the conversation as we're diving in to this movie. So this is your spoiler warning. If you haven't left yet, but if you don't care and you already seen the movie, let's go ahead and rock with the spoiler section of this review. So babe, we'll start with the characters. You kind of already briefly mentioned in your spoiler free part that you really like the characters a lot. So I'll let you go ahead and dive into what you liked about the characters.
Well, we have two main characters, and I can tell by your face, you're like, let's see what she gonna say.
I'm curious.
Okay.
I'm genuinely
we got
curious.
two main characters. Tariq Withers plays I don't know, I forgot his name. What's his name?
Hey, you the one says a good movie. I don't know
Baby, oh my God, I don't remember people's names. Anyways, I know Isaiah White is Marlon Wayans' name. He's like been hailed one of the greatest football stars ever. And he's got like freaking 8 rings or something crazy like that.
His name is Cam.
Well, the thing about it is no one calls him by his name. They call him all the time. So that's why I didn't remember what his name was. What's his name?
Cam. They call him Cam a good amount of times in the movie. Most
of the time they're calling him, which I did not understand, like where that nickname came from. They just called him the whole time. But anyways, ever since Tariq was a little kid, Cam was a little kid, like he's been like literally raised to be a football player. You know what I'm saying? Like ever since he was a little kid, his parents had him watching football games, and mainly Isaiah White is like their main star in the family. Mm-hmm. And so when he gets to a certain level, he wants to go into the league. Obviously, he goes, but he has a head injury, a traumatic brain injury. Was that what they called it?
I think that's what he had. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so he struggles at the combine. In order for him to go to the league, he gets an opportunity to go work with Isaiah White for a whole week. And so he goes. But you can tell that he's like this, soft, nice young man. Like he's the opposite of what you would think a football player is in real life, right? Like he cares about his family. He has a black girlfriend, because even though later on, Isaiah says something to him, oh, what's your African-American family, right? Because like, let's be real, a lot of black football players date white women, So like, There was a funny little thing there. So like, he's the opposite of what most football players are like in real life. And so when he has this week with Isaiah, he kind of like changes, you know what I'm saying? Like he becomes more brutal, more angry, and starts to give less care about his girlfriend in a sense, because he's just like in this world that Isaiah has, right? Like, so you see him change, and then he comes back to himself at the end. But he's still a little bit different. But anyways, and then Isaiah, he presents himself as like this heroic person. Like he has a cult, people like freaking outside of his gates of his house and like worshiping him as like a god. And everything around him kind of encompasses that, like this massive estate that he has and just how big everything is around him. Mm-hmm. And you see him kind of like break down throughout the movie because he sees how good Cam is and he's making him better. And then once you know what's happening in the story, right? Like the fact that they're trying to take his goatness and give it to Cam, you see him break down even more. And you see that he's just a man trying to fight and keep what he has. But his time has come. His time is over now. And now he has to kind of let all that go. So why you say like there's no depth, like I'm not quite seeing that. I mean, I know that's not super deep, but I feel like it's clear that these characters do have some sort of development throughout the
So what's clear is the A and the B, but the journey of getting to that B is the most lackluster, boring, like nothing happens. Like you don't see the progression. That's my problem. Is there's no, like you have A and then you have B.
Yeah.
They hang out on this side for a long time. See, you said that like, oh, you see their descent and his change. You see this this change happen. You do not. You do not see that change happen.
Okay,
let's be for real, baby. You do not see that. I watched the same movie. You do not see like
I don't know. I mean,
you do not see like a moment to moment like progressively, getting worse.
Well, I don't think there's like a
abrupt in the
super slow progression, but I do think there is a moment where, and it might be that no, the sauna scene where things kind of like completely change. Do you not agree with that?
I disagree. I don't think things completely changed in that moment.
Not that exact moment, but you see like the dynamics change, right? Like I think you see him go from being himself to someone else when he tries to kill that lady.
He tried to kill her because she tried to kill him.
No. What? And then when Isaiah actually kills her, then the way he reacts to him killing her, like you can see that craziness or that battle between him, because the conversation they were having in that sauna, you can see him being like a real person, because up until that point he seemed fake, but they were having like a real man-to-man, like we bros type of conversation. But then he snaps back and like, okay, I can't be that person, like I have to be this. I don't know.
No, because like what I'm trying to tell you is that moment is isolated within itself. There's no flow into the descent.
No, I get what you're
progression.
saying.
That's what I'm saying. So like for me, that doesn't
why can't
work.
There be just a moment? Why does it have to be a progression?
You have to have a story that flows together. You can't just be like, okay, here's A, nothing happens here. Okay, here's B now.
There's things happening there though.
Nothing that actually progresses towards that moment. Like it's not earned, is what I'm saying, right? So you have a bro moment, but there's nothing that leads into that bro moment to make it feel earned. There's no emotional attachment to the character, make it feel earned. As a viewer watching this film, you just see some random shit happen, and then boom, you have this bro conversation. But there's no moments in between, like because normally when you're telling a story like this, right? Yes. You have what I'm going to call small moments, medium moments, and big moments, and you kind of mix them up, right? Mm-hmm. We barely get any small to medium moments at all in this movie. It literally just jumps from a big thing to a big thing to a big thing, and there's no flow to it. It's almost like they took the script and every like few pages they chop some shit out of that shit, and so it just jumps from like to the next thing.
I do agree, like what the point you made earlier about the movie needing to be a little bit longer. I do agree with that. Like we do need some of this stuff fleshed out just a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And since we're talking about characters, I do think that was probably that's something that they probably should have put more time into.
I agree, because I personally think the characters were mishandled. I personally don't think I witnessed any actual profound Cam journey whatsoever. Because one of my big problems, and we'll get into this in the next section, is the plot. When you were presenting me with the movie where a gentleman is being presented to try to take over the kingdom of this football team and having the concept of having to change who he is to become something different, the challenges that should have been presented in front of him should have been totally different than some random ass fan, because those people representing fans as the metaphors in the movie was treating football as a cult and the fans as cult members. And in that moment, that's not really challenging him and who he is as a person. He was really never challenged throughout this entire film on who he was as a person. And to add to that, you set this movie up where you introduce his family, right? And I actually really like the start of this movie a lot and how they like show him the family.
Yeah.
I actually thought the family was going to be way more instrumental, especially when I think about this idea of like, you will have to sacrifice everything to become something even greater. There's a conversation that Isaiah has with Cam. He talks about, man, you gotta say fuck your girlfriend, all this different stuff.
Yeah.
But like these nothing ever comes of these conversations whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? We like there should have been more attention to these facts and seeing Cam actually struggle, right? So like if say for example, because there's a scene where he goes and he ends up, hanging out with the women.
Yeah.
Poorly handled, like erotic scene, by the way. It was the ugliest erotic scene.
I did not like that scene either.
Fucking terrible.
I get you that.
But you don't witness any internal struggle where this person looks like they're struggling with changing into something else. You don't see that. You don't. The concept is there that, so he was here and he went here. So yes, he changed, but you don't see the progress to that change whatsoever. And that's why I go back to saying there's no small to medium things that eventually lead to the pop of this change. So you can watch the descent of this person as they slowly change into something else. By the end of this film, I'm telling you, there is no profound revelation that this person went through this profound journey of ebb and flow at all. It's not on screen. It is not presented to you at all. You know what the A and B is, but it is not, that journey to the A and B is not represented good at all on screen.
This is about to be like a 1 hour long conversation
with Isaiah's thing as well. And then not even incorporating his family more, because if you're telling a story and you know that this person, that's a big part of them, you would go to a lot more lengths to dive into those story elements to actually challenge the character in a storytelling format, to actually show profound movement and emotional depth. But that shit is not there in this film.
Okay.
All right.
Are you ready to move on?
Yeah. So let's go ahead and jump into the next category, which is kind of anything that has to do with like the plot. So it could be like the writing, the themes, the messaging. What about the plot, Babe, really made you feel like this was a good movie?
Really? That's how you set it up?
Hey, you saw the Rotten Tomatoes, so it's not like it's some secret,
Whatever.
I feel like you're kind of in the minority here, so I feel like
I like the story. I do, and I know you try to compare this movie to Opus, right? Like, because you really like Opus.
I compared the overall, because like you try to flip it and say like I'm trying to compare the characters. I'm trying to compare it from a movie package that's being presented to you. So I'm comparing the idea of a person going to see someone great and being encapsulated into their cultness as a movie.
Right.
Opus handles that general concept way better than him does.
Well, the only thing that I say is that these are different types of movies. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I do like the idea, right, of taking something like football. And I'm not a football fan. AJ, you know this. I watch it because you watch it.
Yeah.
But I do feel like that this movie might resonate with people who are football fans or grew up in a family where football was like a religion, because that's how the movie presents it. Like even in the beginning with his family, right? Like instead of having, because we all grew up in homes where my grandma had the big Jesus photo on the wall and had her Bible on the table. In this house, they had a picture of Isaiah White, and they had like the sports flags and all that kind of stuff on their display. So like in this house, football was a religion. And later on throughout the story, like Cam says, God, family, and football. Like that's how he lives his life. That's like his code. But for Isaiah, it's football, family, then God. And they even talk about football as a gift from the gods, and the opportunity to be able to be the GOAT is being godlike. So like there's a lot of religious undertones in this movie. Like there's even a scene where, is it Cam at the table, and then it comes pans out and it looks like the image from the Last Supper, kind of signaling the, you know, the end of this journey is coming to pass. I assume that's how I took it anyways. But there are, going back to what you said earlier, there are a lot of like ideas injected into this movie that don't always come out very clear or fleshed out well. And a lot of moments or scenes that seem like thrown in, like for example, you can see the scene where he's being like, there's someone puts like a plastic thing around his face, and you could take that as saying, oh, he like, this is like a suffocating weight of what he's enduring or whatever. But like, but there's nothing else around that scene to make it matter. So like, I think the story itself has solid bones, you know what I'm saying? Just not enough to make it as great as it could have been. But I do think that the bones are there. You know what I'm saying? It's just, that's why I say it's good, but it's just not great, because it could have been better, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, see, my argument is for like the human body to function, right? That you have a lot of elements. You have bones, you have tissue, muscle, organs, skin, hair. All him has is bones.
Oh
no
my
flesh,
gosh.
no tendons, no muscles.
It might have blood, some of those things.
No heart. It doesn't have any of that. So I agree with you, actually, that I think it has good ideas in this movie. The concept is amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think if someone else did this, they could have took this shit, and I guarantee that it would have had like a fucking 90% on Rotten Tomatoes if someone else was doing it.
Yeah.
Because the ideas are great, and I think that's what this movie is. It's just a lot of visual flair with idea candy, right? Yeah. So like, it's like they didn't write a story. They just wrote down a bunch of cool shit. Yo, what if we did this scene where people was getting hit with a ball in their fucking face? What if we did this scene with like the Last Supper because of religion and metaphor and football and as a religion? Oh yeah, okay, let's put that here. What if we did a scene that was like this? They weren't telling a story. It was just a bunch of ideas, and then it jumps from idea scene to idea scene to idea scene. There's no flow. There's no progression. That's why the movie's so boring, because nothing's happening, because nothing's like being connected. You're not watching something unfold. You're not watching it grip you and leave you in suspense as you wriggle through this compound, and as things start to unravel and the mystery of this cult start to unravel. They don't even handle the suspense of is it really some demon shit, or is it concussion shit?
I will give you that.
Handle that shit good. You know what I'm saying?
I will give you that. But I also, like, I had this conversation with someone else, like, every movie doesn't have to, if it has, these types of elements, we want it to be exceptional. But why can't a movie just be okay? Why can't it just be okay?
Movies can be okay. Movies can be okay, but this movie's not.
But it sounds like you make it is.
I'm not going to be nice just because I'm like, okay, I want to be okay.
I'm just saying, no. That's not the point. I'm not saying you have to be nice about it. What I'm saying is, you can't be like, oh, it didn't have this. It didn't have this. It didn't have this. It didn't have this. But then those things are now becoming things that you would have, like, in your mind, this is what this should have been. But it's like, why can't we just take it for what it is? Okay, this is what we got, and just it'd be okay. Like,
because it doesn't even have it doesn't even have the basic storytelling stuff like that a movie is supposed to have to make it feel like you're on a journey. A movie is a journey, is what it is.
I know. I agree with you.
You know what I'm saying? You're watching them walk the road and watching them hit roadblocks and how they overcome this and how they progressively change. But you're not actually witnessing any of that. So it feels like nothing is happening. And that's why you see a lot of people say, well, nothing happened in this movie, because they're not feeling the movie, because the movie's just jumping from random shit to random shit, but there's no connective tissue where that random shit is digesting on the character, and you're seeing it happen, and then you're slowly like winding through the journey
I get that.
different things happen. You're not seeing that, so it feels like it's random and nothing's happening, and then suddenly you abruptly get to the end, and you're like, oh, we're here now. You know what I'm saying? Like when they got to the end, I almost felt like I imagined Tyreek Withers reading the script, and it like suddenly like it goes from page 89 to 90, and it's like these niggas start fighting. Tyreek like, wait a second, are we missing some pages? Like, so we're just jumping right to the fight, and then to the end, and like, no, Tyreek, just read the fucking page. That's how it's. You know what I'm saying? Like it was weird. Like it just abruptly ends. You know what I'm saying? Like I actually I honestly
you are crazy.
I honestly feel that if you were to like actually tack on an extra 30 minutes after he killed everybody, you could find a way to like salvage the bullshit from the earlier parts of the movie, because then you could really see, okay, what's going to happen to his character, like after this.
Now that I do agree with. I do not like the way it ends. I do think we needed to see, okay, what is the result of this action?
Yeah.
But we don't get that. I do feel like they didn't know how to take that. So, okay, because now if he's burned this entire institution to the ground, now what does he do? I don't think they knew how to answer that question. So they were just like, well, let's just make it look hard and close it out.
Yeah. And it was funny because visually it was fire. Visually it was so fire.
It was really
but also
good.
Like when the actual demon presence actually came, honestly, I felt so disrespect about that, because I was like, wow, like you gave me all this bullshit for now this demon thing to show up and just do a little something, but like you didn't do nothing with it.
Yeah.
It's not satisfying at all for that element. So it's like, oh, there really is this like demonic presence legitimately, because he explodes the dude's body. Yeah. But like we didn't do nothing with that the whole movie. And then we get to that little piece where there's like that little montage party scene, which was that part right there was awfully filmed and put together. That part was terrible.
Wait.
It was like a music video.
Part? Huh? I kind of like that part. You didn't like that part?
I feel like they were trying to make it like a music video. And I think by that point I was kind of I already like just felt so negative about the movie that I was just like, this, like, what are we doing?
I actually like that part. That's the part where the part you're talking about is when, what's her name?
When she kills the dude.
Who kills who? Oh, right. Yeah. Julia Fox. I can't think of her character name right now, but she's Isaiah White's wife. Mm-hmm. Takes him to a party at this like lodge, which I thought was kind of funny because, you know, a lot of people think those like Masons and all that kind of stuff have to do with it, like Illuminati and stuff like that. But she takes him to like this lodge place and they have a party going on with all like the people that's in the organization of the football team and stuff like that. And his agent is there. And the guy who's been helping him, like giving him shots and stuff throughout I guess the doctor or whatever you call him. Mm-hmm. And that's who she kills, right? The doctor.
Yeah, she kills the sports medicine guy. Yeah,
the sports medicine guy, right? Yeah. But at the party, they give him like a glass of blood to drink, and basically is asking him, "Are you ready to take on the GOAT status?" And he's like, "Yeah." He drinks the drink, and then so it makes it seem like it's almost like a Eyes Wide Shut moment, in a way. But I like the way that they did it. I thought it was. It was like this intoxicating atmosphere, right? Like, and like all. Okay, go ahead. Say what you gotta say.
I can't believe you even dared to compare this to Eyes Wide Shut.
Okay, no. I didn't say. I said kind of like an Eyes Wide Shut moment.
It's not even a kind of like moment.
Oh my gosh! You know what?
Come on now.
We can't even have this conversation because you not gonna see nothing I'm saying, and I'm not. I see what you're saying. See, I'm being nice about. I'm like, yeah, you're right about this.
Okay, I'll be fair. Yes,
you're not being
this
fair.
Is the moment where he decides that he wants to go full in and fuck all these bitches in here and drink the Kool-Aid and sacrifice it all.
Yes, he does. Anyways, I liked it. Well, whatever.
Yeah, no, I thought it was stupid because nothing felt like we're just abruptly here, and it's literally right after that scene that we get to the end. So it just felt.
Well, he woke up and he's becoming the warrior now, right? Like he got the blood of the warrior in him now.
Yeah, he does.
Also,
he's got the blood of the
when
warrior.
a white man tells you to run, you need to run. Because I feel like normally they don't be like that. They be trying to figure out shit. But
right,
you know, I feel like he should have been like, oh, let me do that.
yeah. But you know, Tariq's character has no actual development. So,
well, you know, I think okay, I don't know. I'm just I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say I'm making this up, but he's had an easy life. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense for him not to be challenged or feel challenged. You know what I'm saying? Like he's literally been getting everything possible, the keys to the kingdom, because he's been bred to do so. So like, why should he feel challenged in anything? Or because everything has been given to him. Literally, the path has been laid out before him.
I actually took it the other way. I thought he had a difficult life because he described in the movie in that one scene how his dad had him out there fucking all day, all night, working his ass left and right. And
that doesn't make his life difficult, though.
It does make his life difficult. If your whole life is this one thing and that's literally all you do,
well, I guess,
you know what I'm saying? But your life's gonna be hard if that's all you are even allowed to do.
Well, if that's only do this, I can't imagine that he literally did that like 24 hours a day or something.
Baby, that's how he described it in the movie. He said he did that shit all day, all night, and then he told his pops, "I don't want to do this shit no more," and he felt bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I feel like the writing in this movie is awful in terms of like the story. And I feel like they did Tariq and Marlon Wayans so dirty because I feel like this could have been a performance where like people could have been like, holy shit, Marlon Wayans, you about to get a fucking Oscar nomination, my dude. You know what I'm saying? And because the script was so poor and the story and the character development was so piss poor, he will now not get that opportunity. Hopefully he goes and does a drama with somebody else who's got because he's got the talent. And if he gets with somebody else, oh my God, Marlon Wayans will fucking kill that shit. But yeah, he was the best part of this movie. But yeah, let's go to the next category though. And we kind of already hit on this a little bit, but the cinematography and the visuals. What do you want to add to that?
Really great. I mean, I think it's kind of mean what you said, but he's a really good cinematographer for sure. Like the visuals are really, really good. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
Honestly, you could take away any dialogue out this movie and I still and just watched it, just the visuals, and it would have been cool. Like maybe just with the music too, because the music is really good, but like no audio, like no visuals. I mean, not visuals, no dialogue. Like it's a really good movie in that regard. You know what I'm saying? Like it looks really, really good. Like the tone, the color palettes, like, even like in the darker scenes, it still to me looks really, really good.
Yeah.
But the imagery is that, as a matter of fact, I have freaking imagery in big bold letters underlined multiple times because the imagery is like solid gold. It's unfortunate that, you know, it is so good because just like, dang, like they said, like looking at the trailer, right? That trailer looks fucking amazing. But like, yeah, the imagery is really good. Like we talked about like the Last Supper, like that was really cool. Like even the football tunnel, like being smoking, like it's like you're burning down this, like a lot of the images mean something, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that he did a good job trying to convey the message through the images. It was good.
Yeah, I agree with that. Actually, I think the imagery in the movie is gorgeous. Like it was a beautiful movie. I thought there was incredible shots in there. Some of the camera work was fucking dope. Some of the stuff that he did in that movie. Like you said, the color grading was incredible, immaculate. And I think that's why it makes me even more disappointed. Because I'm like, man, you made this movie that looks amazing, but it's all beauty and no fucking substance. It's like you forgot that you were making a movie. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I just want to make a bunch of fucking art pieces, but you forgot. Like, bro, you're making a movie. Don't forget now. You're making a movie. You're not making a music video.
You crazy.
Like, you know, because but to be real, him feels like a music video to me, because when I think about a music video, you have random shit in music videos, like, and it's all about the visual. You just jump from random shit to random shit. Like, oh man, that looks cool. Oh, that looks really nice. Look at the colors on that. Look at how they did that. And that's how him feels to me. It's just we just jump into cool looking shit, the whole movie, and that's kind of it. So yeah, super disappointing though. But I will say the visuals is going crazy. So I almost feel like if he could be in a team where someone you have a dope writer and a dope ass director, and then they get Justin Tippin to do the cinematography. Oh my god, whatever that movie right there will go stupid. I think that would be a really good movie. I just don't think he can do it all. I don't think he can write it and direct it and.
Maybe he can direct it still. He just needs another writer.
Yeah, definitely needs a totally different writer, and maybe a different editor because maybe there's a lot of stuff on the cutting room floor as well. Because we ain't no story here. So let's go into the music because you mentioned the music. Now, I have some thoughts about this actually.
Go ahead. I'll let you have the floor on that.
Well, for me, the soundtrack, right?
Well, because you're much more musically whatever than I am. But go ahead.
Well, really, all I was going to say for the soundtrack was like they had nothing but bangers in there. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing but bangers.
I think my problem with that though is it goes back to the style over substance because all they did was like, yeah, I was like, okay, let's pick some fire tracks. So a title card would pop up and some hard ass song would play. You'd be like, well, that is a hard ass song, but it's like, but that's all it is though. There's no additional layer to it, you know, like that's like really make like this. Like I want to hear the score of the movie too. Like when I'm watching a movie, I'm like, damn, like this movie's score is going crazy beyond just the hits. And you could try to make the argument to me. I'm not going to accept it. But you can make the argument to me of like, well, it's football players, and if you go play Madden, you know what I'm saying? Like this the sound, this is the music that they playing and shit like that. But I'm not going to accept that because I'm still watching the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like there's still other elements beyond just I'm going to pick a bunch of hits that go hard when you're going to change the title card. And that's kind of it. But that's all I got to say about the soundtrack. We got, I'll pass over to you, Ben.
I mean, yeah, I like the soundtrack. I was feeling it, but yeah, I think it did make the scenes feel like they went harder because they had really good music behind them. Like the football scene where, you know, he realizes that if he doesn't get the pass right, that the dude's going to get his face fucked up by the ball. I think that goes into like that, you know, I don't know if they should have done something a little bit different with that one, like made it more eerie. I don't know, but I feel like sometimes it would have been cool, like you said, to have a score where it kind of like injects more of the creepiness into what's happening versus like, oh, we got this fire ass track playing, you know, like more elements of like music that they made to make the scenes feel the weight of what's happening in the scene.
Like I'll give you the perfect example of a moment in a theater where they were playing hip hop rap style instrumentals, but it was originally orchestrated, and it was a fucking moment for me in the theater watching this shit, and I'm like, I can't even believe I'm looking at this, and that's Black Panther.
Yeah,
when some of those scenes were happening, they had original music, but that shit was hitting, and I was like, damn, like this is an experience because it's not like I'm just hearing tracks that I already hear on the street. This is brand new shit that they made just for this shit.
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously there's other elements too because it's a superhero movie, but whatever. But it's just that concept of like original fire shit. Like you can compose, you know, those type of records for the movie and not just pick like hits. Now let's jump into the scares. What do you have to say about the scares, bro?
I don't think there were any. No. I think there were some moments where they tried to be scary. I feel like once he was like walking down the hall or something like that, and it was like super quiet, and I was like, oh, maybe there's about to be something scary happening, but it wasn't very scary. Like they did some setups for jump scares. I think there was like this moment where before the lady came into the sauna, where these people were like dressed in like football things. I actually thought that was going to lead to something regarding like the demonic stuff that was happening. But it didn't. So I do think that there were opportunities missed when it comes to scares.
Yeah, I agree completely. And that's kind of what, you know, at the top of this video, I mentioned that, you know, this movie tries to be a sports movie and a horror movie, but it sucks at being both. And I feel like the scares is a great example. Like suspense was not just built very well. You know, when you have a character like Isaiah White, who's kind of playing essentially like the antagonist in a way in this movie. I was expecting to fear him a little bit more, but I was kind of surprised that never came about. And I guess there's like really just nothing to fear in this movie at all, really. And there was no suspense. They try to be. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think they were trying to make it seem like there was some like sinister, underbelly happening up until the point where it's actually revealed that there is. So I think the attempt here was to make it feel like that, like, leading up to that point, like what you're questioning what's happening type of thing. Like the suspense, like that wasn't very suspenseful, but they were trying to make it suspenseful.
Yeah, and the only times they try to really build suspense was when shit was like really dark. It's like a dark hallway or something like that. It was like, well, what's gonna come out of this? But it'd always be some bullshit that comes out of it. It wouldn't never be nothing scary. It'd be some dumb shit that comes out of there. But yeah, anything else you wanted to add to the scares?
No.
Okay. Next category is the effects. What do you think about the overall effects in the film?
I thought the effects were good. I don't have that much else to add to that. They were good.
Yeah, I mean,
well, okay. The one thing I did not like was the last thing with the man being exploded. I didn't like that. I wanted more with that.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna really go crazy in that moment. Like, I don't know, his body's gonna get ripped up or something. Like, I don't know. I thought we was gonna just see something a little bit more crazy right there. But yeah, the effects were fine. I thought the kills that happened at the very end of the movie, I thought they looked good.
Yeah, they look good. And that dude getting his face jacked up by that ball was, I mean, his face was so
good.
up.
Yeah, his face was fucked up. Like, he's missing a tooth. Like, his face looked good. Jack,
yeah.
His eye was all bulging and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, they did a lot of like visual effects, like where they would like change the colors and do shit like that. I thought looked cool. It didn't mean nothing, but I thought it just looked cool. I was like, oh, that looks cool,
Yeah.
But yeah, that was it for the effects. So that's all the categories that we wanted to dive into, y'all. So now we'll go ahead and jump into like our final overall thoughts, and then we'll revisit our ratings again for the spoiler section. So, baby, I'll pass over to you. What are your final overall thoughts for him?
Well, like I said, I think it was a good movie. I still feel like it had a solid bones. And there was some really good like things where you could pull out, right? Like I told you, I really like some of the things they said in the movie, like not killing yourself over a job, right? Like,
so those one little things enough for you to feel like, wow, this is a good movie.
I'm not talking.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't mean to cut you off. My bad. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I have to be great to be good, because that's something we all identify with as Black people. Like, you can't be mediocre. Like, you have to be better. And that even though you're better, that's still at the same level. That's how they look at us, right? That you're not better than them, but you have to be better than them to be even get any kind of recognition. You know what I'm saying? Like, there can only be one, and that's something we see in the film industry, right? Like, and I've seen other like interviews and stuff like that amongst like Black actresses and Black actors, like how things work in the film industry for Black people. Like, there can't be, all of us can't be at the top. There's only going to be one of us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I wouldn't say one, but probably like a handful.
A handful, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's a moment where Isaiah's white wife says, you're doing this for the culture, like, and like encompassing, like she's saying this like she's in the culture, but she's really not. She's just living off of Isaiah White's greatness. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's mooching off of that and living off of that, and now she's assimilated herself into it to think that she's a part of the culture. Like, I think there's a lot of themes in here that I like, and I also really like the way it looks. I think that their performances they're not, superb, but I think they did good enough with what they had. Like, I understood the dynamics between the two of them. I understood their own personal journeys as a character. Like, I felt like that came across clear enough, and I think that their performances displayed that. I like the sound design. I said that earlier. Like there's certain things that I think make it a good enough movie. It's not great, no, but I don't think it's as bad as everyone else is making it out to be.
Yeah. Now, to be clear, I don't think this is like the worst movie of the year. Some people are saying it's the worst movie of the year.
That's true.
I don't think that's true, but I genuinely do believe this is a bad movie. I do not think that it's not even okay. It's not even good. I think it's a genuinely bad movie. Like I said, there's no character journey whatsoever to me. You have an A and then you have a B and that's it. But there's no actual journey to get to that B that makes it satisfying and feel earned. It's not there at all. There's a bunch of just random shit that happens and that's it. It's style over substance. It's beauty over substance. Beautiful exterior, gorgeous movie. But there was nothing on the inside whatsoever. And as a result, for me personally, I feel like it did a disservice to Wayans and Withers. I think I agree. They did great with what they had. But now, as a result, their performance feels lessened because it could have been great. And unfortunately for them, they made the movie the way that they did. Like the plot sucks, paper thin, super hollow. It's trying to be a sports movie and a horror movie, but it's sucking at me in both. So naturally, it just feels like a bad movie. And I feel like the only thing this film has going for it is that it looks good. I feel like that's the only thing that everyone can agree on. It's like, yep, we're all right. The movie looks good. I think that the movie's just a bunch of ideas. So I do agree that there were good ideas in the movie. I liked that line where he was like, if you're in a prison and you're starving and they say you want food or freedom, I mean, do you really got a choice? I thought that was dope, but that was one moment in an hour and 36 minutes.
That moment also puts you into perspective of who he is as a character. Like he feels like he's in a prison and he chose the food over the freedom.
Yeah, I know that already. We already know that.
Okay, all right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But because there's no development. He just made a statement to let you know, like, he made in that moment, he made a statement, right? But like to let you know that this is what he thinks. But that's it. That moment is isolated in itself with nothing else to connect to it whatsoever. There's no connective tissue to that. And that's what I'm saying. The movie's a bunch of ideas and themes that don't actually reside in a full scoped out story. It's just like they try to think of an idea and then they made a scene. Instead of making a film, the entirety of the film identifies with all of these elements as a whole package. They just made one scene where he literally says it verbatim. And then like, that's it. Instead of it being the story and the journey is speaking, he just said that shit as a quotable in that one moment, but that's it. Nothing is ever done with that. Nothing's ever expanded upon. The movie itself doesn't compound it, right? Where it's like, where you have that revelation moment and then that moment plus everything else literally elevates the movie. But since there's nothing else in the movie, none of the ideas can be elevated because it's just nothing but a bunch of ideas. There's nothing.
I want you to listen back at this review when you're done. And then I want you to go back and listen to the review you gave on The Monkey and all the other bullshit ass movies from the beginning of the year and listen to how you talked about those movies. Because I think you're being really hard on this movie compared to you were on the other movies earlier that we watched.
No, I'm not because I said for those movies, I knew exactly what they were. What did I say on The Monkey? The purpose of The Monkey was the kills. That was the purpose of that movie. I literally said that. Okay. It wasn't that I literally said that.
All right.
It's exactly what it was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, The Monkey wasn't trying to present itself to be something other than what it was. The monkey itself wasn't even taking itself seriously.
Okay, so I said tell me
I wasn't reviewing it properly when the movie itself wasn't taking itself seriously.
But any other movie we saw this year,
like it's supposed to be the realest nigga on the block.
Okay, why are you at level 10 right now? Bring it down back to level 3.
No, because you said you need to go review all the bullshit ass movies that you move. You the one that amped it up. So if you want to be amped, it up. Be amped.
Okay, well we both amped in. We both amped in.
I don't mind. I stand 10 toes down on what I think about this movie. This movie sucks. And that's what it is.
I don't think it fucking sucks. Baby,
it sucks.
It doesn't.
It's not a good movie.
Okay, I'm
being super real.
You're making it seem like this is the trap. Like you making it seem like it is the worst movie that we saw.
It's not the worst movie of the year.
Okay, what's the worst movie you've seen this year?
I
And you
think the
can't
worst
count the
movie.
Shrouds because we saw that at festival.
The movie came out though.
Did it come out?
Pretty sure the movie's out, like digitally available.
I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
The Shrouds is probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
That movie is awful. The movie sucks to the max.
Pick a different one, like that's everyone else probably have seen in the theater.
I had to go look at the. I don't know what movies come out this year. I'd have to go look at the list. I can tell you ones. I can tell you one's about to come out that I guarantee you would be like even. There will probably be 10 times worse than this. Strangers Chapter 2. I guarantee you that movie will be complete ass in comparison to him.
Okay.
Complete trash, booty hole trash. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, so yeah, I said that already. I said I don't believe that Him is the worst movie of the year.
I'm just saying how you're talking about it.
It's not the worst movie of the year.
You act like I haven't sat next to you all this year and listened to you review movies. You are going stupid hard on this movie.
Baby, I'm not going hard. I'm being real. Baby, this movie is not good. Now, okay, you know what? Okay, I'll be fair. Fair. Check this out. This is why. This is some real shit right here because I'm being super real. This is real shit. You know why I'm probably being a little bit probably more aggressive towards him?
Okay.
Because what did it do?
Trailer. Is that was what it
exactly.
Is? Okay.
It set me up to think that this movie was gonna be profound as fuck and be this like ultimate like cult satanic football type shit. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't give me none of that. So not only do I think now, so now am I not just watching it being like, oh, it's not good. Now I'll be like, wow, like you slapped me in the fucking face because I'm thinking that you about to drop the hardest shit of the year. I was going to this movie thinking like, this might end up being my favorite movie of the year.
Yeah.
That's how I genuinely felt.
We both did, I meant, yeah.
Yeah. And let's be clear. I wanted this to be good. I couldn't wait to see this movie. I wanted it to be fire. Yeah. And I feel extremely let down and disappointed that it's not dope, that it's not fire.
I get that. Because that's how I felt about Weapons too, right? Like,
perfect. That's a great example.
Yeah.
Weapons, the same thing, where like you get kind of set up that it's going to be this like really ultimate thing. And then you watch it and you're like I'm lost because this is not what I was being sold like at all. And I feel like Him is actually even worse than Weapons in that example, because if you go back and watch the trailers for Him, like they set it up that like this movie is going to be fucking crazy.
Yeah.
When you go back and watch that scene, what are you willing to sacrifice? I'm like, oh, like, this nigga is crazy. Like this movie is about to be crazy. And then you watch it and you're like, what am I watching right now? This shit is boring. How do you have a cult movie where it's a fucking demonic cult movie and nothing is fucking happening? Are you kidding? Y'all have fucking lost y'all's mind writing this script that it's a demonic cult movie and not a goddamn thing is happening. That is fucking crazy. I hit my mic. I just can't believe that. Like, so I will stand 10 toes down that if somebody else made this shit, that I guarantee you that this shit would have went so much harder. And I guarantee you that fucking Marlon Wayans would have been on the goddamn screen at the Oscars for an Oscar nomination because they would have wrote a character that would have matched his ability to fucking bring some dope ass shit on the screen. And we did not get the opportunity to get that. We were shortchanged in that aspect. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. I do understand your point of view. I do understand your point of view.
So you're right. I think I probably am going harder on this because they sold me some shit. On top, they showed me some shit, and then they didn't even come close to delivering it. Like at all. They didn't even come close. You know, at least with the monkey, I'm like, okay, cool. Like at least even when I watched the monkey trailer, for this is a pure example. You watch that trailer, it's not like you're like, I can't wait to see this shit.
Use that as an example.
I'm using that as an example too.
Yeah.
Like you have the movies where you get hyped to see because they're setting it up to be really epic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Certain movies this year that you might be arguing about probably had trailers that matched what the movie was. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like, But yeah, that's my thoughts on the shit, man. Like, hey, it's unfortunate. I wanted this to be good so bad. And I'm telling you, I'm probably the most disappointed person that it wasn't good.
Oh, I'm so sorry, baby.
But if we do a disappointed, like most disappointed list this year, I feel like him. It's gonna be either him or Weapons. It's gonna be number one. I don't know which one. Probably him.
Probably
but
this
I feel like I think him's gonna be number one.
Talk about Weapons like you talk about this movie.
Yeah, I still was disappointed about Weapons too. Let's be real.
I know, yeah, it was.
But at least Weapons had like some inklings of the trailer in there. It didn't deliver though. But at least Weapons was still like in the realm of what it was in the trailer. So it's not like I thought it was a bad movie, but I was like, oh, this wasn't great. We didn't say it wasn't great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's real. That shows you proof that how we are as a channel, like we don't bandwagon shit. Like we keep it real how we feel about shit. When Weapons came out and everyone was sucking the dick of Weapons, we was like, what are you? Like, this movie's all right. You know what I'm saying? So same thing with him. Like, you know, you like it and that's fine. Like I don't have nothing against somebody like him. If you like him, that shit works for you. That's good for you. I'm actually glad that it works for you. I wish I could be like you and feel good about the movie. You know what I'm saying? So then I could be like, man, him was so dope, man. Fuck yeah. I'm all about this shit.
Why are you
acting like that? I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm talking about anybody else that might feel that way about him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, you can like the movie. It's all good. You know? All right, man. Final rating one more time for the video.
I'm still at 3 out of 5.
Yep. I'm still at 1.5 out of 5 for my rating. Well, y'all, that has been our Him spoiler-free and spoiler review. Thank y'all so much for watching this. I'm sure I got a lot of entertainment out of this.
Oh yeah,
because this is one of those films, man, where you're just like, damn, man, like this is supposed to be the one. You know, it's like when you got that team, you got that new quarterback. And like, oh, he gonna be the one. He gonna save the motherfucking team. We're going to the Super Bowl. And he's like, damn, he's supposed to be the one. Him was supposed to be that one. That's what that movie. I was like, I'm a champion this shit all the way. It's going to move for you.
No.
Nah, but y'all let us know down in the comments if you've seen him. Where do you stand on which side of the fence do you stand on? Are you on Christy's side where it's at least okay, or are you on my side where it's bad? You know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, drop all your thoughts down in the comments. I'm sure people got all types of different, you know, thoughts and theories and whatever about him. I'll be curious to see how this continues to do at the box office because I think it made 15 million the first weekend. So I'll be curious to see how it does this weekend as well. Hey, make sure y'all subscribe and following us on all YouTube, social channels, podcasts. We just got done with Fantastic Fest. We did a bunch of coverage. You can go to inlevelhorror.com where we got articles written up there about some of the films that we saw. We got reviews on the actual YouTube channel of films that we've seen there. Big films, y'all. I'm talking Shelby Oaks, Black Phone 2. Like films that are gonna be like probably some of these like tentpole horror films of the year. So go check out our other reviews on the channel. Again, thank y'all so much, and we'll see you in the next one. We out. Peace.